All right, so the next unit you'll do after object detection is the repeat loop. And this saves us time, this saves us code. It's awesome. It will be extremely helpful as you continue with C. So sometimes the robot to repeat a set of multiple times, like going around a square box. Go forward for 2 seconds, turn to the right, repeat the above 4 times. Like you wanted to go forward to turn, go forward to turn, go forward to turn. The repeat loop for it. So instead of writing 10 lines of code, you only write like. So here is how to use the repeat loop. Write your code, put it in repeat loop blocks, which are the yellow ones. Comes from the control flow, the yellow. Set the number how many times repeat it. So basically you write your code inside, right? I want it to go forward for 2 seconds. That's why it says 2000 milliseconds. Then I want you to do a point turn, which is, this is a point turn. And then so it's a little different point turn than we're used to. And then up here, this is the number that you tell it how many times to repeat. So instead of copying this part 4 times over again, we just do a repeat. Whatever is inside the brackets will be repeated multiple times. It makes coding so much easier. The hardest part of this is how many times does it repeat, right? And a lot of times it's just trial and error. Like you go, let's repeat it 2 times. Oh, it didn't make it. Let's repeat it 5 times. Oh, went too far. Or something changed. The code has to be changed. So you can have, you can have code after, you can have code before. So whenever you want to repeat something, use the repeat. So many of you have already completed missions 1 through 10 on the repeating. Some of you are getting a little bit, if you have any questions, I am more than happy to help you. Again, I don't just the answers through it. Next lesson through real fast. I don't, because some of you already have seen the wrong way. Hold on. All right. So the gyro turns, your new best friend. So repeated loops we just talked about. So the gyro sensors are everywhere nowadays in laptops, smartphones, game controllers, airbag systems, and countless other devices. I did not know this. While the physics behind the gyros are quite advanced, the data that these sensors produce is quite simple to understand. Okay. So the gyro is up here on the top, okay? And it measures accurate turns. Because you know how sometimes you make it turn when it doesn't go quite on the line, right? It's a little bit off. So it's like, oh, why can't I get an accurate turn? Well, with the gyro, you are able to turn more accurately. So what is a rotational speed of a second? Well, if we think of the second hand, which is like the red one in an old-fashioned clock, it has to go all the way around, right? So how many degrees is it going if it goes in a circle all the way around? Well, that would be a 360, right? So if it goes in a 360, the seconds, it takes 60 seconds to go all the way around, right? A full rotation of the second hand takes 60 seconds because there's 60 seconds in 1 minute, right? So a full rotation, a full 360 would be 360 divided by 60 is equal to 6. So it's like 6 degrees per second. So it moves 6 degrees, again, if you were measuring it with a protractor, 6 degrees per second in order to make a full 360 rotation in 1 minute. The minute hand, again, it still goes in a full circle, right? But the minute hand, it takes 1 hour to make 1 hour to go all the way around the circle, right? So for the minute hand, it would be 360 degrees in 1 hour or 60 minutes, right? So it's 1 degree per 10 seconds. If we did the math, 360 to, no, that doesn't make sense. 1 degree per 10 seconds, 1 degree per 10 seconds, per 10 seconds, 1 degree per 10 seconds. Oh, there's 360. Okay, I get it. Okay. And then, well, how long does a little tiny hand, how many hours does it take to go all the way around the circle, the 360? Well, 12 hours, because this one moves very, very slow. Every hour, it just moves, boom, 1, and then 1, right? So that the hand goes a lot slower, okay, in degrees. Now, why are we talking about so much about degrees? Well, the gyro also measures degrees, okay? You have to understand that a full circle is 360. Okay, so the gyro sensors measure its rational speed and calculates the total turning angle. It detects the direction. Counting up when turning is counterclockwise. So that's going to the left. So if you want to turn it to the left on a circle to the left, you would be counting up. If you want to turn it to the right or going like a clockwise, the gyro will be counting down. So one thing that's very useful when you're coding with the gyro is to open up your head. You'll get this image right here, and it spins first change. So these numbers, because when you code, you have to figure out what the number is. Like, how much do you want it to turn? Do you want to turn 90 degrees, 180? Do you want to turn it 120, 100 degrees? Okay. So in this, the robot will make a degree turn, okay? Video code. So we're gonna turn left, steering is 100 because we're turning left. Wait until 9 degrees or over, stop. Remember, slow turns are more accurate. Especially with the gyro, you don't wanna go full speed, you wanna go slow so that the gyro does have enough time to calculate those angles. If you move it too fast, no bueno. So here the driving power is 15. We're slowing down your robot. We're to the left. That's why it says -100 in the steering. But when do I want it to stop? I don't have a time on this. I did not put a time. I want the robot to turn. And when do I want it to stop? I didn't use a wait time. So wait until the gyro is greater than or equal to 90 degrees. Wait until the gyro reads 80 degrees or over. You'll have the option of greater than or less than, depending on which way do you want it to turn. And then because the drive power is 0, stop. So this is turn to the left. When you hit 90 degrees or more, stop. No, it's this window too. Here, I think let me see. I get the head. Rotating its because sometimes you're just gonna have to like guess and check or down or heads up window, like, oh, okay, I see. I up or I'm going in the direction. How do I go other way? That goes on my window. Hopefully this goes a lot better. I doubt it. I feel like the first ever. Oh, there we go. Okay. So here would be the heads up, right? Controller heads up on that. Gives you all the sensors. And if I click on the gyro, tell me, okay, right now it's at 0. I run my code. My code is really big. This one is just going straight at all. Just keeps going. So there's 3. Let me go into somewhere where it doesn't. So you can see. Okay, let's do this one. Heads up window. I'm looking for the check. So let's see when it starts turning. You'll see this number change right here. So change angle there. So here I see that it changed degrees because it was the left hand. So that's accurate. So again, when you get into the gyros and you see the numbers, click right here, the heads up. This will pop up. You're basically looking at gyro. So you just, and then look at this number. Is it starting at 0? Is it already added? And then clock, remember degrees, 90 degrees, 180 and 60. So all in circle. Any questions, please? But yeah, is repeat friend in the gyro. Any questions?